This is the story of a young teacher who entered a peaceful African village with promises of hope, but instead left scars that would never be forgotten. Once upon a time, in the quiet village of Ayenla, the elders faced a growing problem. Many of their young girls were dropping out of school because of early pregnancies. And in Ayenla, once a girl became pregnant, that was the end of her education. Her books were closed forever. She was married off to the man who had claimed her innocence. The government heard of this struggle and decided to send someone special, a teacher named Mr. Kole. He was young, handsome, and he spoke with the kind of charm that made people trust him instantly. His smile could soften the sternest faces, and his smooth words could win over even the most stubborn listener. The villagers welcomed him with joy, believing he had come to protect their daughters and guide them toward a better future. On the day he arrived, the elders dressed in their finest clothes and gathered under the great Iroko tree. The oldest among them, Baba Ade, stepped forward and said, "Teacher Kole, our daughters are like flowers in a storm. We need you to shield them from harm." Kole nodded solemnly. "I am here to guide them," he promised. "To teach them how to avoid mistakes that will close the doors to their future. They will learn to stay safe, choose wisely, and value their education above all." The villagers sighed with relief. Finally, they believed change had come. But behind Kole's charming smile was a hidden agenda, one no one could see yet. His teaching style was unlike anything the girls had experienced before. He spoke gently, without scolding. He told stories that made the lessons feel alive. Soon, the girls hung on his every word. He taught them about their bodies, about protection, about avoiding unwanted pregnancies. Parents, watching from afar, were pleased to see their daughters eager to attend school again. But while the girls saw him as a trusted guide, Kole began using that trust for something far more dangerous. It started small, a light touch on the shoulder, a compliment that lingered too long. "You're very smart," he would say softly. "One day, you'll go far." His words made the girls blush, drawing them closer to him. Then, one sunny afternoon, after a lesson on protection, Kole told the girls that to truly understand, they needed more than just words, they needed practical lessons. He invited them, one by one, into a small room behind the classroom. Each girl believed she was receiving private guidance from her teacher. Inside, his tone changed. His voice grew softer, more persuasive. And slowly, he crossed boundaries the girls didn't fully understand. Each girl left the room silent, ashamed, and believing she was the only one. Kole told them never to speak of what happened. Not to friends, not to parents. Shame sealed their lips. But someone was watching. Toba, a young man in the village known for mischief, noticed the pattern. Girls went into the room one by one, and left with blank faces. Curious, he peered through a crack in the wall one day, and saw exactly what Kole was doing. But instead of exposing him, Toba saw an opportunity. That evening, he confronted Kole and demanded to be included in his lessons in exchange for silence. Trapped, Kole agreed. From that day on, whenever Kole finished with a girl, he sent her to Toba. Together, they preyed on the girl's trust, thinking no one would ever find out. But secrets have a way of coming to light. Adani, one of the brightest girls in the village, began feeling sick. At first, she thought it was nothing. But the nausea didn't stop. Other girls began showing changes too, of vomiting, avoiding their parents, their clothes growing tight. One by one, the mothers noticed. The whispers began. Concern turned into alarm. Soon, the elders called a meeting under the Iroko tree. The girls were gathered. Baba Ade spoke firmly. "Tell us the truth. What is troubling you?" At first, a silence. But finally, Adani broke down in tears. "It was Mr. Kole," she said, her voice shaking. He called us for private lessons, but it wasn't what he said it was. Gasps filled the air. One by one, the others spoke too, some admitting that Kole had also sent them to Toba. The villagers were furious. That night, they armed themselves with torches and went to confront Kole. But Toba overheard and ran to warn him. The two men tried to flee. They crept toward the village boundary under cover of darkness. But the guards, already posted there, caught them. They were dragged back to the square, where the entire community waited. Baba Ade stepped forward. Kole, he said, you came here as a teacher and betrayed our trust. Toba, you aided him. Tonight, you will face justice. Before the crowd, they were whipped until they could no longer stand. But the punishment didn't end there. Kole was ordered to remain in the village and provide for every girl he had wronged, and for any children they might bear, for the rest of his life. Toba was sentenced to work as a laborer, never to go near the young girls again. In the days that followed, the village began to heal. The elders introduced strict rules. No teacher would ever be left alone with the girls again. Some of the girls, with their family support, returned to school, determined to reclaim their futures. The story of Kole and Toba became a warning told around fires and under moonlit skies. It was a reminder of the danger of blind trust, and the strength of a united community. The village of Ayenla, though scarred, stood stronger than ever, bound by a promise to protect its daughters. And so, the shadow of betrayal faded, replaced by the light of vigilance and the power of justice. This story reminds us, evil often hides behind a friendly face. Let us protect our children, especially the girl child. Listen when they speak, then never ignore the signs. If you believe every child deserves safety and dignity, share this video so others can learn this lesson too. Like, subscribe for more real-life cautionary tales. And together, let's build a community where trust is earned, not assumed.